Hi everybody, this is Gohart, and I would like to say this is not an E3 reaction video, but I will say that it is an E3 review video. The first thing that came to my mind is I wonder what E3 has in store this year. Some of the things was predictable, and some of the things was just kind of unnoticeable. The first one that was showcased was none other than EA. And I have to say that besides some of the sports game, A Way Out seems to be a very interesting game that people are just wondering what is the exact main point of the story besides you're being two people in prison who is breaking out. Not only is the game is fresh, but it's also a co-op game. It can be online, or you can have a friend with you sitting right next to you and says, "Hey, I'm going to help you out." And the game is also a split screen. Online or not, you guys can actually see what the other is doing. So if one person's in trouble, you can reach that person in time to help them out before it's too late. If not, then you probably get an automatic game over. Next one is actually Anthem. Now it kind of resembles a lot like Destiny, but I'm not exactly sure. I may just be saying this wrong, but Anthem is a little interesting, but it just seems to have a whole lot more work to just be laid out that way. For the score of EA press conference, I would like to give it a 3 out of 5 because at least it showed some games that was actually brand new. The next one is Microsoft. Microsoft was supposed to show the Xbox One Scorpio, and they later changed it to Xbox One X, and also has an S. So, to make things a little frank, it's kind of confusing, and it almost sounds alike. So try to say that at least 100 times fast. Xbox One. But the only thing that it did not show that may have disappointed the Microsoft fans is no Gears of War and no Halo. So where was the top games to help them out? I would go into details about State of Decay, but I do not know the full story of the game. I don't even know the full story of Part 1. So until I get the story of Part 1, maybe I should go back to Part 2. And then you have Crackdown 3. Now Crackdown 3 is pretty much interesting, but whatever happened to Part 1 and Part 2? Like I said about State of Decay 2, I don't know the full story of Part 1 and 2. But Crackdown 3 is a little bit interesting. Maybe I should check those two out also. So my score for Microsoft will actually be a 2.5 out of 5. At least it actually kind of tried this time as of last year. Next, we have Bethesda. Now, as I said in my last video, that Bethesda might show Doom in a variation in the VR. And I turned out to be right. You can best believe that it'll probably be good and a whole lot more scarier in VR. Now that is something to be excited for. Not just Doom was introduced in the VR, but also Fallout 4. Now Fallout 4 is a game that people seem to like highly since last year, and you can literally customize your own character. You can create your character, you can befriend people, you can make enemies, you can love someone on Fallout 4, as also on the mobile variation of itself. But the Fallout 4 VR, I'm not exactly too sure and too keen on that. But I don't know what everybody else's opinion is on it, but I can't wait to find out what people might say about it. Next, we have Wolfenstein Part 2. Now, that is something that's kind of hot also. Now, we found out that on the first one, that he was presumed dead. But I never thought that he would actually still be alive. And the woman that he loves is pregnant with twins. Now, that is interesting. Now, the lady that was on the first one, I don't really remember her name. She was a Nazi, and she was also with the Germans, and she was dating a very young guy. I don't know the character's name, but I'm pretty sure you guys do. If I don't remember, may you please put in the comments of what the lady's name is, and I would highly appreciate that. But I would like to say this, that it appears that she's alive, or that could be her twin sister, or maybe that's just a clone of her. I'm not exactly too sure about that, but I cannot wait to find out what is actually behind this lady's story. Now, 2014, Shinji Mikami, the creator of Resident Evil, made this game called The Evil Within. 2 years later, he makes The Evil Within 2. This time, Sebastian had a downward spiral, and you can literally see it. And I'm already making I already have some theories about The Evil Within. Like, during the trailer, how come it didn't really mention his wife? Or what if everything that happened in the film, it really didn't happen in real life, in his reality? What if his daughter isn't really a daughter, but a part of the STEM program that Mobius made? Now, that is one of the things that came up the minute the Evil Within 2 trailer came out. The second it came out, it was like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play The Evil Within, and I will try to record myself reading some of the inaudible documents, and I will actually allow you guys to actually hear what it's saying about what's going on. So, my score for Bethesda is actually a 4 out of 5. Never cease to amaze me. An interesting crossover. Ubisoft and Nintendo. Ribbit X Mario. That seems like a really fun game. And how the way it plays, it reminds me a lot like either Fire Emblem or Link Riser or another strategy game that you can use to trap your enemies in. It looks fun and look aesthetic, sure, but I just can't wait how and what will happen when it actually comes out. The first question is, how did they ever met up? That is the question that I am wondering will it ever be answered. I'm kind of wondering, what is the main goal about these antagonists in Far Cry 5? Just like in Outlast 2, these people seem to be a religious cult using Christianity for the very wrong reasons. But however, unlike Outlast 2, is not a psychological horror. Unlike Outlast 2, you actually have some people who is rebelling against the cult. But it seems as though the cult is nearly taking over the town. How will you go about this? And what is the new futures that is in Far Cry 5? Can't wait to find a review for Ubisoft is none other than a 4 out of 5. Has introduced us 5 games for this year of E3. Now, I wasn't exactly expecting some of them, but only one of them I was actually expecting, and that was Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Now, we're kind of wondering, how did Chloe and Nadine actually met up? They didn't meet after part 4, or they didn't meet kind of during the time where time actually skipped. We're not exactly sure how, and we're not exactly sure when, but one of them met between part 3, but before part Uncharted 4. So I can't wait to actually find out. Now, at the end of The Last of Us ending is kind of depends on you. If you're telling the truth to Ellie, or if you're lying to Ellie. Either way, it ends up to The Last of Us 2. Now, we don't know if the ending will actually be imported into the sequel, but it appears as though that brings me to the conclusion and review of 4.5 out of 5. Lastly, we have Nintendo. And they came out with a possible reboot and pretty much a sequel, Metroid Prime. And Samus is back. And it looked like it's back to its original roots. Pretty much Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a side-scroller game. And it's going to be very, very interesting. It's not going to be like its other half, like being the first person. It's going to be a side-scroller. It is probably going to be faster than it was originally. I don't know what Nintendo is thinking. But I can say this. It seems to go a little bit more in depth into Metroid. And also into Samus. So my score for Nintendo will possibly be a 5 out of 5. So that is one of the most major things. It is very, 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 very questionable. So now it comes down to E3's overall. It was a slight disappointment, but other than that, some of the announcements and some of the trailers was actually very thrilling and breath-catching, and also seemed to be very good, but wished to be very more better. At least it was way better than 2016's. Well, that's it for you guys. Please leave a like, comment, and also subscribe. Thank you, stay blessed, and stay golden.